Ruth. Chapter 11. In the time that the judges ruled, there was a dearth in the land, and a man of Bethlehem Judah went for to sojourn in the country of Moab, he, and his wife, and his 2 sons. 2 And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife, Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons, Mahlon, and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem Judah. And when they came into the land of Moab, they continued there. 3 Then Elimelech the husband of Naomi died, and she remained with her 2 sons for which took them wives of the Moabites. The one's name was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth, and they dwelled there about 10 years. 5 And Mahlon and Chilion died also both twain, so the woman was left destitute of her 2 sons, and of her husband. 6 Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, and returned from the country of Moab, for she had heard say in the country of Moab, that the Lord had visited his people, and joined them bread. 7 Wherefore she departed out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her, and they went on their way to return to the land of Judah. 8 Then Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, Go, return each of you to her own mother's house, the Lord shew favour to you, as ye ha done with the dead, and with me. 9 The Lord grant you, that you may find rest, either of you in the house of her husband. And when she kissed them, they lift vp their voice and wept. 10 And they said to her, Surely we will return with thee to thy people. 11 But Naomi said, Turn again, my daughters, for what cause will you go with me? Are there any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands? 12 Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to ha an husband. If I should say, I ha hope, and if I had an husband this night, if I had borne sons. 13 Would ye tarry for them, till they were of age? Would ye be deferred for them from taking of husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it greweth me much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me. 14 Then they lift vp their voice and wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth abode still with her. 15 And Naomi said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back to her people and to her gods, return thou after thy sister-in-law. 16 And Ruth answered, Entreat me not to loathe thee, nor to depart from thee, for whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou dwellest, I will dwell. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. 17 Where thou deest, will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me and more also, if aught but death depart thee and me. 18 Whe she saw that she was steadfastly minded to go with her, she left speaking to her. 19 So they went both till they came to Bethlehem, and when they were come to Bethlehem, it was noised of them through all the city, and they said, Is not this Naomi? 20 And she answered them, Call me not Naomi, but call me Mara. For the Almighty hath joined me much bitterns. 21 I went out full, and the Lord hath caused me to return empty. Why call ye me Naomi, seeing the Lord hath humbled me, and the Almighty hath brought me to adversity? 22 So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess her daughter-in-law with her, when she came out of the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest. Chapter 21 Then Naomi's husband had a kinsman, one of great power of the family of Elimelech, and his name was Boaz. 2 And Ruth ye Moabitess said to Naomi, I pray thee, let me go to the fielda, and gather ears of corn after him, in whose sight I find favour. And she said to her, Go my daughter. 3 And she went, and came and gleaned in the fielda after the reapers, and it came to pass that she met with the portion of the fielda of Boaz, who was of the family of Elimelech. 4 And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and said to the reapers, The Lord be with you. And they answered him, The Lord bless thee. 5 Then said Boaz to his servant that was appointed Ouer the reapers, Whose maid is this? 6 And the servant that was appointed Ouer the reapers, answered, and said, It is the Moabitish maid, that came with Naomi out of the country of Moab. 7 And she said to Versus, I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the shows. So she came, and hath continued from that time in the morning to now, saw that she tarried a little in the house. 8 Then said Boaz to Ruth, Hearest thou, my daughter? Go to none other fielda to gather, neither go from hence, but abide here by my maidens. 9 Let thine eyes be on the field that they do reap, and go thou after the maidens. Ha I not charged the servants, that they to shade thee not? Moreover whe thou art athirst, go to ye vessels, and drink of that which ye servants ha drawn. 10 Then she fell on her face, and bowed herself to the ground, and said to him, How ha I found favour in thine eyes, that thou shouldest know me, seeing I am a stranger? 11 And Boaz answered, and said to her, All is told and shewed me that thou hast done to thy mother-in-law, since the death of thine husband, and how thou hast left thy father and thy mother, and ye land where thou wast born, and art come to a people which thou knewest not in time past. 12 The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be due thee of the Lord God of Israel, vendor whose wings thou art come to trust. 13 Then she said, Let me find favour in thy sight, my Lord, for thou hast comforted me, and spoken comfortably to thy maid, though I be not like to one of thy maids. 14 And Boaz said to her, At the meal time come thou hither, and eat of the bread, and dip thy morsel in the vinegar. And she sate beside the reapers, and he reached her parched corn, and she did eat, and was sufficed, and left thereof. 15 And when she arose to glean, Boaz commanded his servants, saying, Let her gather among the shows, and do not rebuke her. 16 Also let fall some of the shows for her, and let it lie, that she may gather it. And rebuke her not. 17 So she gleaned in the field of till evening, and she threshed that she had gathered, and it was about an ephah of barley. 18 And she took it. And went into the city, and her mother-in-law saw what she had gathered, also she took forth, and gave to her that which she had reserved, when she was sufficed. 19 Then her mother-in-law said to her, Where hast thou gleaned today? And where wroughtest thou? Blessed be he that knew thee. And she shewed her mother-in-law, with whom she had wrought, and said, The man's name, with whom I wrought today, is Boaz. 20 And Naomi said to her daughter-in-law, Blessed be he of the Lord, for he saith not to do good to the living and to the dead. Again Naomi said to her, The man is near to Versus, and of our affinity. 21 And Ruth the Moabitess said, He said also certainly to me, Thou shalt be with my servants, till they ha ended all mine harvest. 22 And Naomi answered to Ruth her daughter-in-law, It is best, my daughter, that thou go out with his maids, that they meet thee not in another field. 23 Then she kept her by the maids of Boaz, to gather to the end of barley harvest, and of wheat harvest, and dwelt with her mother-in-law. Chapter 31 Afterward Naomi her mother-in-law said to her, My daughter, shall not I seek rest for thee, that thou mayest prosper? 2 Now also is not Boaz our kinsman, with whose maids thou wast? Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the floor. 3 Wash thyself therefore, and anoint thee, and put thy raiment upon thee, and get thee down to the floor, let not the man know of thee, till he ha left eating and drinking. 4 And when he shall sleep, mark the place where he layeth him down, and go, and procure the place of his feet, and lay thee down, and he shall tell thee what thou shalt do. 5 And she answered her, All that thou biddest me, I will do. 6 So she went down to the floor, and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her. 7 And when Boaz had eaten, and drunken, and cheer at his heart, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of corn, and she came softly, and cowered the place of his feet, and lay down. 8 And at midnight the man was afraid and caught hold, and lo, a woman lay at his feet. 9 Then he said, Who art thou? And she answered, I am Ruth thine handmaid, spread therefore the wing of thy garment, O you ear thine handmaid, for thou art the kinsman. 10 Then said he, Blessed be thou of the Lord, my daughter, thou hast shewed more goods in the latter end, than at the beginning, inasmuch as thou followedst not young men, were they poor or rich. 11 And now, my daughter, fear not, I will do to thee all that thou requirest. For all the city of my people doeth know, that thou art a virtuous woman. 12 And now, it is true that I am thy kinsman, howbeit there is a kinsman nearer than I. 13 Tarry tonight, and when morning is come, if he will do the due tie of a kinsman to thee, well, let him do the kinsman's due tie, but if he will not do the kinsman's part, then will I do the due tie of a kinsman, as the Lord lueth. Sleep till the morning. 14 And she lay at his feet till the morning, and she arose before one could know another, for he said, Let no man know, that a woman came into the floor. 15 Also he said, Bring the sheet that thou hast upon thee, and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 measures of barley, and laid them on her, and she went into the city. 16 And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, Who art thou, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. 17 And said, These 6 measures of barley gave he me, for he said to me, Thou shalt not come empty to thy mother-in-law. 18 Then said she, My daughter, sit still, till thou know how the thing will fall, for the man will not be in rest, till he hath finished the matter this same day. Chapter 41. Then went Boaz vp to the gate, and sate there, and behold, the kinsman, of whom Boaz had spoken, came by, and he said, Ho, SNCH1, come, sit down here. And he turned, and sate down. 2. Then he took 10 men of the elders of the city, and said, Sit ye down here. And they sate down. 3. And he said to ye kinsman, Naomi, that is come again out of ye country of Moab, will sell a parcel of land, which was our brother Elimelech's. 4. And I thought to advertise thee, saying, Buy it before the assistants, and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it, but if thou wilt not redeem it, tell me, for I know that there is none besides thee to redeem it, and I am after thee. Then he answered, I will redeem it. 5. Then said Boaz, What day thou buyest the field of the hand of Naomi, thou mnst also buy it of Ruth the Moabitess the wife of the dead, to stir vp the name of the dead, upon his inheritance. 6. And the kinsman answered, I cannot redeem it, lest I destroy mine own inheritance, redeem my right to thee, for I cannot redeem it. 7. Now this was the manner beforetime in Israel, concerning redeeming and changing, for to establish all things, a man did pluck off his shoe, and gave it his neighbor, and this was a sure witness in Israel. 8. Therefore the kinsman said to Boaz, Buy it for thee, and he drew off his shoe. 9. And Boaz said to the elders and to all the people, Ye are witnesses this day, that I ha bought all that was Elimelech's, and all that was Chelion's and Mahlon's, of the hand of Naomi. 10. And moreover, Ruth the Moabitess the wife of Mahlon, ha I bought to be my wife, to stir vp the name of the dead upon his inheritance, and that the name of the dead be not put out from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place. Ye are witnesses this day. 11. And all the people that were in the gate, and the elders said, We are witnesses, the Lord make the wife that cometh into thine house, like Rahel and like Leah, which twain did build the house of Israel, and that thou mayest do worthily in Ephrathah, and be famous in Bethlehem. 12. And that thine house be like the house of Pharez, whom the Mar bare to Judah, of the seed which the Lord shall give thee of this young woman. 13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went unto her, the Lord gave that she conceived, and bare a son. 14. And the women said to Naomi, Blessed be the Lord, which hath not left thee this day without a kinsman, and his name shall be continued in Israel. 15. And this shall bring thy life again, and cherish thine old age, for thy daughter-in-law which lueth thee, hath borne to him, and she is better to thee than Suan's sons. 16. And Naomi took the child, and laid it in her lap, and became nurse to it. 17. And the women her neighbors gave it a name, saying, There is a child born to Naomi, and called the name thereof Obed. The same was the father of Ishai, the father of Dod. 18. These now are ye generations of Pharez. Pharez begat Hezron. 19. And Hezron begat Ram, and Ram begat Amminadab. 20. And Amminadab begat Nahshon, and Nahshon begat Salma. 21. And Salmon begat Boaz, and Boaz begot Obed. 22. And Obed begat Ishai, and Ishai begat Dod,